Hey guys, Deslater Magic here, and this topic has been on everybody's minds. People have been debating it to death online, so of course I'm going to weigh in on it. Even before Arena was announced, people were saying, oh my gosh, Magic, you need to copy Pokemon. You need to do what they do, where in every single booster pack, there's a little card where you can type in the code, and then on the online game, you get one exact booster of the same set. Not necessarily the same cards, but you get one booster to open. And incredibly whiny, ignorant, clueless people were saying that we needed to do it on MTGO. Last I heard, and this is a couple-year-old stat, 60% of the Magic the Gathering branch of Wizards of the Coast, 60% of the money comes from online. Magic the Gathering online. This is before Arena existed. Are those gross sales? Are those net profit after expenses like printing kind of significant? I don't know. But more than half of their money, I guess, is made, depending upon how you measure it, from online. So the last thing they want to do is take the one that sells worse and give free stuff to the one that sells better. That, from a business standpoint, would be absolutely crazy. I could say with 100% confidence it would lose them money in the end, because there'd be so damn many of these floating around. So speaking of that, what is it like in Pokemon? Well, I went to the latest release, which I believe is Dragon Majesty. I'm not sure how popular that set is, but I just use it as benchmark. The code cards sell for about $1 to $1.40 a piece, somewhere in that neighborhood, if you buy them individually or in incredibly small quantities. Otherwise, you can get about, 10 for 12, give or take. Then if you start buying 20 or 30 at a time, they hit like 65 cents-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood. Like I've seen 30 for 20. And I do believe that Pokemon boosters are around the same price, give or take, as Magic, and I think you get 36 in the box, so it's fairly comparable. Although, geez, the last one they released is doing pretty well. So let's just say on a good day, you could get a booster box for like 85 to 90 online and probably a little over 100 locally. I think that's ballpark what it is. They can get a little higher, and then if you were to sell every single code, all 36, you can expect a little over 20 bucks for it. So once again, just ballparking it, 1/5 of the value of a box is the codes. Geez, that is checked. Celestial Storm is over 100 a box. Damn, I am in the wrong industry. So it's pretty obvious to compare this to what Wizards would do for Magic. It would just be, add a code card and you get it on Arena. Well, that would just kill Arena. I mean, you get, 1.5 free packs a day on average, maybe 2? So, I mean, if you could go online and get 10 for 10, that's a lot of packs. I mean, you get a lot of cards, a lot of wild cards. You could open the vault real quick, although I've heard it takes, I think, like 105 boosters on average if you already own all the cards. That's the number it takes to open the vault, so wouldn't count on it. But you would just naturally get a lot of wild cards just from opening boosters. So you could progress pretty far pretty quick in Arena if they just printed that sheer volume of codes. I mean, it would just be the number hitting the market. Even if people are just like, oh, code card, I don't use Arena, and they just ignore it. Not every single one hits eBay. But they could donate it to the store, and the store could sell them for like 50 cents a piece in person. I've heard of that, or even $1 a piece. I've heard of stores doing that, actually. Well, for Pokemon. So, I mean, a lot of them still, no matter what, regardless, a lot are going to hit the market. But the question is, how much would people be willing to pay? And I think to compare that, I would think 20 to 30% below the best actual purchase price in Arena would be where people would, actually bother. I mean, if it was 5 or 10%, who wants to sit there and type in codes? You just hit purchase and buy a bunch of packs. It's really easy. Just go into Arena and go to the store. Well, if you were to buy 100 bucks worth of gems in Arena and then spend it on 90 packs at a time from one set, which realistically you wouldn't do. You'd buy some Dominaria Ricks in 2019. Well, let's just say you did that. Effectively, since gems at best are worth half a penny a piece, it would be, 90 packs to be, $90, $1 a piece. So $1 per pack, and I think in a more reasonable setting, if you were to buy, I believe it's 20 bucks, $19.99, whatever, for 3,400 gems and use 3,000 of them to buy 15 packs, that would be $1.17, $1.18 if you round per pack. So between $1 and $1.18 typically. That is what a booster pack in Arena currently effectively costs, which actually, if you think about it, that's not bad compared to the paper game. I mean, that makes it, 4 times cheaper? I mean, depending upon how you buy them and where, that's not bad. I still wouldn't give Wizards of the Coast money, like too much money. But I mean, Arena's pretty great. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and shame people for giving them, 20 bucks here and there. I mean, you got to keep the servers on, okay? You're not a whale if you give them 10, 20 bucks a month. And with the amount of hours you play Arena, like, I get it. Like, I wouldn't do it, but I get it. I'm not gonna, dump on those people. But what if you could get code cards for what you're already doing? So just for playing paper, you could play Arena for free. Well, let's just speak about the business model here. Like, before I jump back into the math, would this even be a good idea? I'm going to say no, because a lot of people are saying, well, if they want to play digital and they normally would never play paper, they retired from paper, but now they're like, oh, I got to, I could go back to my local gaming store, pick up a box, and I'd get 36 extra free boosters plus the paper cards. What if I want to get back into paper because now there's parity between them? It would almost force people to play both, because if you just bought digital or if you just bought paper and then ignored the codes, you're not getting your money's worth. You're not getting like the full value out of what you're doing. So, I mean, even calling that a cross promotion wouldn't even do it justice. But how many people do you think right now, and I know this is going to change in the future with their advertising that they're doing, how many people play both already? Like, they already were paper players, and then they heard about this Arena thing, heard you could play for free in a beta and all this stuff. They're like, yeah, let's check it out, and then they play it occasionally, or really often, anywhere in between. I mean, I don't have numbers, but I don't think I could name one single person at my LGS who has not tried Arena. I mean, worldwide, it's probably not like 80-90%, but it could be. So all you would be doing is taking any amount of money that those people are spending. Yes, I know a good portion of them, that would be zero or pretty damn close to it. But still, there's whales and there's people who are willing to chuck, 10, 20, 30, 40 bucks into it per month. And they don't have a problem with that because they got the money and they, you always compare it entertainment versus the amount of hours you get out of it. That's why I got no problem dropping a 10 or 20 on Pokemon Go, because I legit play that for 1 or 200 hours a month or something. I don't even know. Compare that to a movie and a movie ticket. Yeah. I mean, going to the gun range with the kind of ammo I can fire, 30 bucks an hour, 40 bucks an hour. Hell, you could drop 20 bucks a month on Arena steady and you'd still be better off than pretty much any other hobby I can name. So those people do exist, and as many people as they're like, I'm never going to spend money, I'm going to play for free, I don't want to give Wizards money, they're probably lying. A good portion of them are lying, and they're chucking a tenner at them once in a while. Well, plus even entries to special events where you're just like, oh, I don't have the coins or I don't want to spend them. I just want to, drop some gems. I want to run this event. It looks like fun. And they are like, yeah, $5 worth of gems. Trust me, do not underestimate the cumulative worth of those people, because there's a lot of them and it's a higher percentage than you think. So what would happen is all of them would be like, oh, well, I already go to F&M all the time. I build multiple decks. I play standard or whatever. I buy the products. But now I get free code cards, so I can completely freeload on Arena. I would have been spending money on Arena, but now I don't have to. So if you're Wizards, you're just shooting yourself in the foot by giving away tons of stuff for free. And it's not just like a combined sale, it's literally for free, because they were doing that anyway. They were buying booster packs anyway. And let's say you're one of the commander only or pre-release only or draft only people where you don't really have to buy packs. Because you don't really have to play standard constructed. A lot of people play modern for F&M. I mean, that's a thing. Or commander, obviously. Well, okay, you weren't buying the product anyway, and now maybe it'll make you do it, I guess. I mean, if you're not interested in paper, not interested in paper. So realistically, instead of people being like, oh, I'll pick up 12 paper boosters because I was going to buy them online anyway. Well, they're like $1 each online, and they're $4 a piece in person. Or in paper, I should say. I don't think anybody's going to realistically do that. And if anything, what I've learned from Pokemon is what they'll do is if they're into Magic and they play paper all the time, but not standard, so they don't want Guilds of Ravnica boosters no matter what, they'll just go on eBay and buy the code cards. And the code cards, I would think, would be 60 to 80 cents. That's right around the price point where they would float at. I mean, if you tried to do 110, it's actually cheaper to just buy them in Arena, unless you buy really small quantities. Now let's talk about the digital people, because remember, they're targeting Hearthstone players hard and just general gamers and people who play other TCGs, or people who have played Magic in the past, and now they don't live near a local gaming store. They absolutely hate theirs, or they're not interested in, I guess, standard, but then what are they doing in Arena? And they're trying to draw them back in with this huge multi-million-dollar advertising campaign with YouTubers, and I mean, they're advertising on my channel, guys. My channel. Do you know how desperate they have to get to advertise Arena on my channel? Through AdSense, and I'm sure it's a generic keyword matching thing. I think if they gave enough of a crap, they would, blacklist my channel. But they're trying to draw in the people who just wouldn't play paper. They're just, they don't have a place to play, or they're unwilling to, or it's too expensive. So they're just like, hey, basically the Hearthstone crowd, come on over and play Arena. And those are brand new people. So what about them? Okay, the paper people are still at parity. You're not going to make money off them anyway. And the couple that you just eliminated the income, oh, well, at least they're buying, boxes and stuff. Like, they're still a customer. Once the game's designed, the programmers don't cost much, and neither do the servers or the electricity or the bandwidth, so it costs next to nothing to actually run the game. So if you up the number of freeloaders, cool, that's fine, but at least there'll be enough people to make the game survive, and you'll be able to find matches and that kind of stuff, and then the digital-only people are where the money's going to come from, right? Nope, those people are heading to eBay too. So if 80% of people who open a pack also play Arena and they are going to use the code instantly, there's just not going to be enough code cards to go around. The world supply will dry up, and that's that. But I think very soon it'll drop to like even 25% with people who are just not interested in Arena or don't want to keep up with it, or the rotation happens and they're just like, whatever. Or they're sick of the standard meta, or they're just playing a different game, or their computer blows up, just whatever. There's going to be attrition. Everybody's excited about the shiny new product, and then people fall away. It just is what it is. So if that happens, let's just say 1 in 4 packs that get opened worldwide, the person uses the code, and the other 75% the code can hit the market. I know it won't be that perfect, but even something close to that ratio, oh boy, is the market going to be flooded with these. They might even hit 50 cents a piece, and that's all people would buy. So even the digital-only people would hear about, oh, you can get these codes on eBay. That's interesting. And then they would do that, and Wizards would see basically zero income from Arena across the board. I mean, it wouldn't really be zero. People fall through the cracks, people lack information, that kind of stuff, but it wouldn't be good. So if they do what they're doing now, which is, go to a pre-release, get a free whatever, buy a Planeswalker deck, get 1 free Planeswalker deck, just this real limited onesie, twosie, you showed up for the beta, get 3 free whatevers, or get 3 packs because you're awesome. Start the game, you get like 6, go to pre-release, you get effectively 9+ free packs, but it's pretty tame. It's not like, I can buy 36 of them on eBay for $20. That's fine, that's cool, and it helps people out and it gets them into the game, but it's not enough to operate. You could buy enough code cards on Pokemon, the TCG Online, to operate on eBay. I mean, there's so damn many of them, it's ridiculous. You could be the king of that game without ever giving TCPI any money. Well, directly, I should say. So I think if they went full-blown 1-to-1 parity, you buy one, you get one, that would be really bad for them. It would end up making them less money, not more. It wouldn't fully translate into paper. The paper would overflow. Remember, MTGO is still a thing. That's a whole nother issue. It would just be bad. I think they know it would lose them money, and so they're not going to do it. Now, if they put 1 code card in every 12 packs, that would be a different story. And that's what I think if they ever were to go that route, that is what they would do. Or just put in like approximately 1 per box, or maybe like 1 in 50 boosters has a free code for 1 booster. That would make them very rare. There wouldn't be enough to go around, but people would have a nice fun little bonus if they also play Arena and play paper. It'd kind of be the little gambling thing where you don't know if you're going to get it or not. And if somebody wants to buy 30, somebody would have to open up 30 boxes to get 30 of them, or 60 or like something in that neighborhood. So one more thing. Everybody's saying, well, it would add value to a box, and that would sell them more boxes if they went 1-to-1. It wouldn't quite work that way. So let's use the number of 75 cents per code card. Let's just say that's the value. Okay, 36 in a box, that's $27 extra. So all the mythics and rares, foils, everything add up. You got the box EV, and then on top of it, look, code cards, let's add another $27 to the EV. Not insignificant, because remember, people will open a box and sell singles until it hits about 105, 110 EV, then they'll stop. Most single sellers, I should say. The bigger ones can sell into the common and uncommon slots and make more. So after staff time, shipping, labels, eBay fees, postage, all that crap, that's about where you would get into the profit margin, is about 110, 105. So let's say, it's starting to creep down there. It's at 120, it's at 110. Oh, watch out. Oh, wait, add $27 to it. Like, that's a lot of leeway and a lot more boxes that people will open. So it'll sell more boxes, right? Wrong. Unless they change the price of a box, which they absolutely should not, because they'd have to change it upward. This is exactly what happened with Masterpieces. They did not put in Masterpieces and say, oh, look, our product is more valuable. They said, oh, look, fast forward the tape. We already did this. We know why we did this. It will lower the cost of standard. And they said this. Wizards themselves said this. Multiple staff members said this. It was not a secret. They put in Masterpieces to push down the price of standard. So Masterpieces just happened to be 19% of the value of BFZ. And later on, I think the worst I saw it at was 14% on like the last set they did it in, which would have been Hour, if I remember that correctly. So if you can open a box and it's worth 140, you're going to order another box and open another one if you're a single seller. And then, oh, everybody open more worldwide. Cool, now it's 139. You keep opening until it hits 110. Well, if in the 110, like 23 bucks of it is a masterpiece, you don't care. You'll just sell those. All that means is every rare and mythic and foil just went down 19%. That's what it means. Instead of a $6 rare, you'll have like a $5 rare. Why? Because it's not that the masterpieces were added to it. The masterpieces were included in the value calculation because that's just how single sales work. People keep opening boxes until it's not profitable. So if you've got an extra cushion, cool, add it to the number and keep opening. And if you keep opening, the mythics and the rares and the foils go down. You know, because the supply went up, but the demand stayed the same. So the code cards would be exactly the same thing. They would just be the new masterpiece. It's just, oh, $27 out of every box. Cool. Well, let's assume that you wouldn't sell it for below 110 total value, so they're 24.5% of the total box value, and that's how they would stay. So it actually would kind of sell a couple more boxes, but mostly it would just make rares and mythics cheaper. And I would not have a problem with that, but they're making it all cheaper, devaluing their products, selling a tiny little bit more of it, and then making zero on Arena, basically. I mean, or something darn close to it. Because now code cards are floating around, everybody can play without paying them a penny, and your number of, paying customers went down the toilet on your digital platform. So that's why I don't think they'll do it. All it would do is make standard cheaper to play in paper. I wouldn't have a problem with that. It's like what Masterpieces did. But it would be included in the calculation. It wouldn't just be some huge, enormous flat value added to everything. It's not, oh, now stores can finally make a profit. No, it's not just this magical 20-some dollars that sticks onto every single box and that's just that. It pushes down the price of the other cards in it. So hopefully this video helped you separate what people think would happen with what would actually happen based on real-world examples and what I know about working in the singles market for 3 or 4 years. So what would really truly be the end result? What would be the actual benefit, if anything? Everybody in the world with a brain who knows how to buy code cards or whatever would either get to play Arena for free if they're already buying paper, or they'd get packs for 20% off. And then the other effect from the other side of things is Wizards would make less money on Arena. So everybody gets a tiny benefit, paper players get a pretty significant benefit, and then Wizards takes in less money. So once again, take a guess if they're gonna do it. Hell no, it's never going to happen. I don't know how or why Pokemon did it. I think they just did it as a promotional thing and never got rid of it. They're just like, whatever, most of our players are kids anyway. They can buy packs for cash and they don't have credit cards. Let's just make them buy the more expensive ones so that they play both, and then they'll promote it to their friends and it'll be a whole marketing thing. I just don't think the demographic in the community works quite the same way, especially with such a bigger game as Magic the Gathering. So do I think they should do it? No. Do I think they will do it? No. But do I think that they'll continue to have special event giveaways for, oh, if you go to TwitchCon, you get stuff. Oh, you go to here, you go to a GP, you get one. Oh, you maybe even promos at F&M. That's the other thing. If you win F&M, you could get a code card for 3 free boosters or something. It could be on the back of the promotional card. Actually, that would suck because then you wouldn't be able to sleeve it. Okay, it would be like in the same pack as the things or something. I don't know. No matter what, they wouldn't go above $1.17 or whatever online because it would be cheaper to just buy the packs in Arena. Like, why buy a code card? So, stores wouldn't be like, oh, $20, $30, $40 fatal pushes. Oh my gosh. Oh, standard showdown packs. We're supposed to give these away. These are worth like $22 on eBay. Are you kidding me? The code cards, everybody would want them, but they're still not worth, they'll never hit like $1.50. It's impossible. So the winners would love it because they probably play Arena and everything would be great. So I think they should limit it, make it very small runs, make it still so that you're not like, oh, pay money or get the hell out of Arena. Like that's kind of what it is now. You get some free stuff daily, you can grind it, but I think if people have it in their head where they're like, I'm participating in these events. I'm going to game day or the store championship, whatever the hell they call it now, Magic Fest or something. I'm going to the pre-release. I buy the gift pack. I bought the Planeswalker deck. Oh, look, I got some free stuff for it. Just a couple free things just to make them feel good. And remember, the whole other thing is there's cosmetics coming to the game. There's card sleeves. There's something called pets. I don't know what the hell that is. And before they even really had any details about Arena, they said, yeah, we'll be giving away free cards at events for playing paper. We will make sure that you get a small benefit for playing paper. So that's not going anywhere, but it just isn't going to be one-to-one. And if they did, it would be because they're desperate. Like, if Arena was failing miserably and 75% of the players were gone, they'd be like, fine, let's just full-blown free-to-play it. At least maybe some of them will pick up paper. Just the last-ditch effort to maybe make something on the game and drive some people back to it. So until we get to that point, don't count on it. I just don't see it happening. The math just doesn't support it. But if there's some angle, some psychology, some business reasons, some economics that I haven't considered that you think would be another factor, I very well could have missed something because this is incredibly complicated. Leave it down in the comment section. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Have a happy discount candy day tomorrow at pretty much every store. And I'll see you guys next video.